All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Lovely to see you all. All right. So let's begin with the superpower exercise. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, or leave them open if you prefer. And let's go into the superpower state. So either by repeating your word or phrase, or using your anchor, or by just focusing in on your subject. And if you're using your subject, home in on everything you love about them, love and appreciate about them to amp up that feeling. Very good. And feel your heart opening, that expansion feeling in your chest. And allow that light or energy to shine out from your heart. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head, and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy, that love. Good job. And now allow that light or energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each cell just for existing. Very good job. And now allow that light, that energy to overflow from you and to fill the little you. Yourself as a child, any age. Very good. And now allow that light, that energy, that power to overflow from that little you and fill your whole childhood, no matter what. Everything, everyone, every experience, every event, every circumstance, love it all exactly as it is, shining that light into any darkness. Very, very good. Good job. And now allow that light or energy to overflow from you and fill everyone in the group today. Everyone who's on camera, everyone who's off camera. Love everything, everyone, exactly as they are. And if you can hear the gardeners in the background with their lawn mowers, love them too. All right, very good. You can open your eyes. Can you hear the mowing going on outside or not? Could you hear that? You could a little bit. Okay, good. Yeah, it's just unfortunate timing, but hopefully it's not too distracting. All right then, so let's check in. In fact, before we check in, I want to share an email with you all that Chris, well, first of all, let me explain for those who came on after we started, just to let you know, Steve isn't with us today because he is away for a couple of days. So with targets, Steve usually collects targets for me and then sends them to me in a private message. So if I don't manage to keep on top of it, in other words, if I forget a target, just send me a private message and let me know. All right. So I received this email from Chris, and she asked me to share it with you all. And it's about her pre-paving. So you may remember that the last few days we've been, Chris's target has been pre-paving. And so she says, it worked. All our targeting on pre-paving worked this morning. 6 a.m. I did a headspace meditation followed by a superpower meditation, then off for a 20-minute walk accompanied by Dr. Hamilton's oxytocin meditation. 6:45, I was set up for the day. Yay. Please share with everyone and send enormous thanks, love, and surges of superpower from me. Now enjoying targeting the plant and the lampstand and water bottle. So there we go. So Sue sends her love. All right. And so let's check in with each person. So Lisa, you're first up. Oh, no, wait. Katrina's first up. There you go.
Lovely.
Hi, Katrina. Sorry. The things move around on my screen. All right. So, Katrina, how are you doing? If that's a triggering question for you or not.
Uh, well, what I've written here is feeling slightly off, but I am also awesome.
Mm,
Hmm.
very good. Oh, that's a good answer. I love that. All right. And you look beautiful today, particularly. I mean, you look beautiful every day, but especially today.
All
And
right.
and so do you have any questions for today?
Yes, I was triggered today with my headache. Remember?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And that was because I couldn't get access to the video.
Uh-huh.
And I kept looking and checking and doing whatever and coming back. But the headache was starting. So anyway, I decided to go back to session, was it 70?
Mhm.
And you asked me to think of memories from my childhood.
Yes.
One came up really powerful, and it was really, hopefully I'm okay, but well, I can tell it. So it was my brother pinning me to the ground. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, and held for quite a period of time. And so the body definitely went tight and tense, and I got annoyed and wanted him to stop, you know, type of thing,
yes.
with the pressure. So I've just realized after today that I've had the same response all my life when I am not sure what to do, or when I have to do something which takes me out of my comfort zone. The body first runs cold. This all my life now. This happens. I get, obviously I wasn't aware of it, tight and tense, and then I get super annoyed. It's like, oh my god.
Perfect. Isn't that just a brilliant example of how something physically, so physically held back, physically locked up, physically, physical experience can translate into a metaphoric experience, so emotional, experiences with other people, experiences with money, and all kinds of things. That is a brilliant one. Well discovered.
What if we need you, Odile, now? My god, do we need you?
All right, so let's have a look at it. So, when you, first of all, how old were you in that memory, approximately? Or what's the earliest time it happened that you can remember?
I'm going to say 9, 10, but it could have been, yeah, probably more than that, rather than 11, 12. I'm not too sure, but
Okay,
around that.
around then, that's okay. And so, when you think of that memory now, any negative emotions still there?
No, I was doing releasing on that, or healing it, or,
Good.
the love,
Sending.
sending love to it. So,
Very good.
yeah, I'm good. I'm
Oh,
talking now, which I couldn't have done beforehand.
isn't that great? Okay. So, so what's there now when you think of it? Is it a visual? Is it how's it represented right now? Or have you already changed it?
No, I haven't changed it. It's neutral, but it's if I go into it,
Yes.
making me go into it is that the amount of things in my life that got in the way is
Yes.
dreadful.
Yes. Very good. Okay. So it makes perfect sense. So as you go about your day, moment to moment, your subconscious is holding that as proof of who you are and how the world works. So well done for finding it. So what we want to do is we want to change it, of course. And first of all, did someone else do your hair today or did you do it?
I watched a tutorial on how to
Oh,
put up a messy bun.
oh, very good. You look like you've had servants do it. Like in the old days where they had they had their maids do their hair. That's what it looks beautiful. It really does. When I
Wow.
try and put my hair up, it's always a mess. So
Okay.
I admire anyone who can do that.
I'll send you the link or give you the
Oh,
of
I would love that.
the girl that does it. Yeah, yeah. But I don't know it off by heart.
That's okay. If you email it to me or message me on Facebook, I would love that. Thank you.
Okay.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. And now let's go to that memory again. So that memory of your brother. So there's, of course, there's still emotions there, clearly. So let's go to Charmaine. So I want you to think about Charmaine. And what color was Charmaine again? I've forgotten.
She was the Palomino, cream and white.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Okay. So all the things you love about Charmaine, and how old was she when you got her?
Probably 4, 5.
Okay. So, and did you ever braid her
Oh,
mane?
yeah.
You did. Oh, lovely. Very, very good. And so what is perhaps one of your favorite memories of Charmaine? A moment that stands out as one of your favorites.
Probably at pony camp.
Yeah.
We had to do the dressage, that sort of fancy. And she always came first because she was so pretty or whatever, but she was good at it.
Yes, lovely, very good. Okay, so I want you to think about that memory, those lovely memories of her doing the dressage and coming first, and how that felt for you, for your horse to come first. You got that?
Yes, brilliant. Yes.
Good job. Very, very good. All right, now let's press pause on that, and let's go to that memory of your brother. So, any negative emotions left in that memory? And if so, how strong?
It's the second bit that's
It's the fact that it affected you all your life. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So let's. What is the biggest problem with it affecting all your life? What's the emotion there when you think of it?
It's just that the body. I mean, it's amazing how the body goes really cold, and then that puts me into. I don't want to do everything, and everything's such a bloody effort. I still have to go ahead and do stuff, but I'm always in this sort of, ugh.
Yes. Okay. And now so what's wrong with that? What's the worst thing about that? So what's the emotion there? What does it mean to you that event affected all your life? When you think of the fact that event has repeated itself all your life, what's the emotion there? What does it mean?
Miserable, because no matter where I went, whether it didn't A to a Z of anything, it always was, when you were saying you're going on holidays, you get excited. It was like it was miserable because I had to pack, or I had to, I had all these things to do, and everything was, yeah. So that's the feeling.
Okay. All right. So now that particular feeling, anything in your childhood? So we will change the other one, but is there anything else in your childhood that has that feeling of, the effort, having to do something that you don't want to do, or it going cold? That feeling of going cold. So you've got that memory, but anything else?
Going cold. You sort of get me on the hop.
That's okay.
I was expecting just a stepping stone.
Yes.
So I sort of go into lockdown now, as in, what is she asking me? What?
That's okay. And Katrina, this is brilliant because of other people as well. So I want to say this for you and for others. If nothing comes to mind, if you can't think of it, that's okay. You just say, I can't think of anything right now. And that's absolutely fine. So what I'm doing with this is, if there was still emotion in that particular memory of your brother holding you down, or there was no emotion at all, then we would do that. We just do a stepping stone, do a final memory. So what I'm following the trail of now is the emotion that comes when you think of the effect it had on the rest of your life. So when you thought of the memory itself, there wasn't anything there. But when you thought of wow, I've been experiencing that now all my life. There were emotions, quite strong emotions that came up there. So that's the piece we're looking for. Because if we just change that memory, it may not change, or there'll still be other references for whatever this is. But if you can't think of anything, that's absolutely fine as well. We're just following the trail.
Just a memory of going cold? Is that what you were asking me?
Yes. So when you talk about your body going cold, like you say, it did when your brother was holding you down, and then all the experiences in your life following that, where your body goes cold, you mentioned, and then you don't want to do something, whatever that is there anything else?
No, but my body, when he was holding me down, I probably was getting hot. So it's not that
Not temperature.
temperature with him, but it's when not knowing when he was holding me down, I couldn't
That's it.
escape. I didn't know how. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it. Okay. So when you think of that memory now, and you think of being held down and you don't know how to escape, there's emotions there, I'm guessing. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Good job. So let's go back to Charmaine. And I want you to think of Charmaine, and was she affectionate? Horses are often affectionate, where they like to nuzzle. Did she
Oh
nuzzle?
yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, yes, yes.
Very good. And did she have a very soft nose?
Yes.
Lovely. Horses are amazing things, aren't they? They have the most calming presence when they're not, obviously, when they're not jittery, but there's something about horses that for me makes me feel really safe and relaxed and like everything's okay. Is that the same for you?
The other things overriding Charmaine.
Okay. All right. So let's look at the your favorite color. What's your favorite color?
The amber light of the
Yes.
salt lamp.
Of the salt lamp. You were going to tell us what a salt lamp is. Is that like one of those? What are they? They're also called. You know,
It's a
they're
Himalayan. I can't remember. The last time I tried to move it.
Yeah, don't do that. That's okay. So, but is it like those lamps with the stuff inside that goes up that they used to have in the 60s? What are those called? Those.
If I moved the laptop, would you see it? What was it?
Oh, let's have a look.
No?
Ooh, I see. Yes, that's beautiful.
Okay.
I had a completely different picture in my head. So I'm glad you sorted that out. Very, very good. All right. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine being surrounded by that amber color, that beautiful amber color, that amber light. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good job. And allow that amber light to go into you, so to fill you, so you're full of that beautiful, glowing amber light that's shining out from you. And feel the feeling of it, the vibrational feeling of that amber light, if you can. Good job. Very good. Very, very good. And now I want you to send this amber light, this beautiful amber light, and the feeling of it to the little you in the other memory. Send it to that little Katrina. Can you do that?
Okay.
And I want you to notice that as you do that, it gives her strength and power, like a superpower, like a superhero, and she manages to push her brother off, and he goes flying because she's got this unbelievable strength now. Can you imagine that? And the shock on his face, because he certainly wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Give her that power and that strength. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And as she does that, as she pushes and he goes flying, there's this burst of amber light and energy, that power that comes out of that tiny little thing. Can you do that? Very good.
Okay. Yes.
You're not sure? Say if you're not sure, it's okay. Are you frozen?
Well, I'm just pretending,
Okay. So
Oh,
And
no.
no, you're okay now. You're okay now. I think you just froze for a moment.
There we go.
All right. And so, so you're pretending, and that's right. Yes, that it's all pretending. Even now, when you remember the original memory, it's pretending because it's not actually happening now. So it's okay to pretend. And what you want to do is allow yourself to do it. Allow yourself to imagine that. Just like when we watch a movie, we allow ourselves to believe the movie in the moment, to get involved in the movie, and that takes allowing. Because if we sat there and went, but this isn't real, but that couldn't happen, but that's not realistic, there are no dinosaurs or whatever, then we wouldn't have the experience. So in the same way with the new memories, we want to allow ourselves to do it because it's okay, it's safe. And what you may need to do, in fact, you probably need to do this, is a due justice to that brother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would definitely do a due justice to him. And you could do it, you could do a stepping stone due justice letter from you as an adult to that little boy, to that younger him, about that incident, and then do it from the little you. You could do it from the little you straight away, but if you find it more effective or easier to do it from the adult you to him first, and then from the little you, be sure to allow that little you to have her say as well. How does that sound?
Fantastic.
Okay.
And what's my new memory then of that?
Good question. So first of all, so you'll do the due justice and then you'll give that little you the power and the strength, that superpower, and he goes flying, like you see in movies. And he's shocked and he apologizes, or however you want to do that. And then the final memory is that the two of you are doing something else, something fun. You're playing a game, you're on a trampoline, you're shooting each other with water guns, and you're winning. So whatever game or activity you do, you're the one who's winning.
It was always I was losing.
Well, that's another one you want to change then. Create new memory, change any memories of losing, and then add new memories in where you always win, and have the other people going, I can't believe that's not fair. You always win. Are you cheating? And you go, no. And they go, well, how do you do that? I don't know. I'm just lucky. Yeah?
Yes. Oh my God, you get my weekend. Thank you, Odille.
Good. Yay. I'm so glad. You're very, very welcome. And thank you so much for sharing here, because I know it'll be helping others as well.
Okay, brilliant.
Good job, you. Yay. I'm excited for you. All right. And let's go on to Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How are you today?
Hi, fine. I'm last night I was talking with my cousin, and we're like siblings. So anyway, we're going through your book. I love this book so much. So we're going through the scenarios of how the questions. How do I know this is a problem?
Yes.
How does it feel? And then where have I felt that before? That is so important, because it takes you right to where you need to be. And then you're like, whoa, okay, that comes up. Oh, that comes up. So that's what we were working on last night, because it's like, okay, we're doing sifting and whatever, and getting rid of it. But I wanted to read real quick. So I found this one. I have loving compassion for my mother and father. So if you have any stuff with your father or mother, do a meditation in your mind and talk with them if they're here or not here, like if they're crossed over, so that you can clean up old issues. Forgive him or her, and forgive yourself, and tell them that you love them no matter what. So get cleaned up in your mind so that you can move into feeling more deserving and loving to yourself. So I really love that. That was good.
That's very good. And I want to add to that something very important, is that if you have had, if you are, your childhood and your experiences with your parents have meant that that's not possible, because that you've been so wronged and so damaged or hurt by them, that's not going to be possible to just do that, to just forgive. So that's why we change the memories, and that's why we do the due justice. So the fact is, you don't forgive them for them. You don't forgive anyone for their sake, because it does nothing to them. The only place that the changes happen, or that the effect is, whether you forgive them or you don't forgive them, is inside yourself, inside your cells, your organs, your brain. It's your own cells, your organs, and your brain that are affected by whether it's stress chemicals where you won't forgive or you can't forgive, or it's feel-good chemicals when you're able to forgive. And in order to be able to forgive, to really forgive, you need to change the memories so that whatever it was didn't happen. It was the other way around. It was the opposite, positive and empowering. And of course, that's the process that we go through here. And it can be challenging, especially when there was, abuse and trauma and divorce and things like that. That can be very, very difficult, but it's possible. And constantly reminding yourself that you're doing this for yourself and not for them helps. And if you need to change their childhoods so that it automatically means they would have been different people, different parents, nobody is abusive or mean or selfish or anything like that if they had a great childhood. It's just not possible. That's not how it works. So if it's a narcissist or any kind of negative, hurtful, damaging person, it's because their childhood created that. And so that's why we changed the childhood, which then means automatically they would have become, a different person, kind and compassionate. And so really, this makes it the top priority of everything, this work, because it affects everything else. Because as you've just pointed out, when you're able to forgive other people and love them anyway, it's your life that changes. You are able to love yourself. You're able to give yourself what you need in order to succeed and achieve the results you want. So that's why it really is above everything else. It's, we are constantly prioritizing in our lives. We're prioritizing our focus. We're prioritizing whether to do something or not do something. And most of that prioritizing happens unconsciously. So once we start becoming aware, what am I prioritizing in this moment? And we start making those little corrections. So, in this moment, I'm prioritizing this, but is this going to actually change the references to be able to move me forward and get me where I need to be, where I want to be? And if not, then you have the choice. And it's not right or wrong. It's just that it's cause and effect. So if I choose to prioritize right now practicing new memories or changing those old memories or using the superpower, then everything else is affected by that. And it becomes effortless. It really, once you reach a certain tipping point, life becomes pretty much effortless. So you still get triggered by things still happen because that's being human, but it is so much easier. And, having been there and now got here, I can promise it's worth the effort. It's worth the prioritizing. So thank you, Lisa. I'm sorry, that was a very long response to your
That's
sharing.
very good. Very good. This work is very powerful and very transformative, and I love it so much. It's very, I see all the transformation in everybody. It's wonderful. It's the best. It really is, really.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your beautiful presence that you bring here and the sharing.
Oh, thank you. Thanks a million.
Very welcome, and we look forward to it each day. And Amy, yay! How lovely to see you.
Hi there. Yeah, it's good to see you guys as well.
You look lovely with your hair down.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually got rid of the quarantine gray and got it straightened, and so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I called it the quarantine gray, but yeah. So I had a few questions. I know I sent them to you privately, but I thought I'd bring them up here because it might help someone else as well.
Thank you. Yes, I saw that there was a message. I just haven't been able.
I know you've probably been busy. Yeah.
And so actually, if you don't mind, I just want to say that for everyone as well. So, we love answering questions and we love helping, but we do get a lot of messages and emails. So we prioritize our one-to-one clients. So we'll
definitely.
And then second priority for us is the group. So,
Yes.
I mean, these sessions and
Yes.
the Facebook group. So the quickest way to get an
Got
answer
it.
is
Is
to, and I'm
Facebook.
saying this for others because I had a few other messages as well, post it in the Facebook group because we will prioritize that simply because it helps more people at a time.
Got it.
So that's
Awesome.
why we do that. So thank you, Amy, for
Yes.
coming and sharing it here.
Yes. I wanted to ask a couple things. I know I haven't been on all the calls. I've had a few things going on, but I've listened in the background or watched a few of them. And I like how you said you can fast forward the on YouTube. You can
watch it
fast forward. Yes. The couple questions I had was the purpose of the step. I haven't watched all the videos. So the purpose of the stepping stone memory, and then the surge process, and then I had a couple more after that. So
okay, so stepping stone is it's a piece of, so these are all pieces of data, and the stepping stone is to address a piece of data that wouldn't be in the final memory. So an example is if I was bullied and then I went and told my mother and she did not believe me, or she didn't stand up for me, she didn't respond with, that's ridiculous, and stood up for me and stopped the bullying. If she didn't do that, then there are two main pieces of data there. The one is my mother didn't stand up for me, which means something specific in the subconscious. And then the second piece is that I was bullied in the first place, and that's a separate piece of data. So the stepping stone, so the ideal memory is I was never bullied in the first place, but if we just do that, then I've still got the piece of data that my mother didn't stand up for me. And because it's separate, it still stands. So you want to change that. So stepping stone is I was bullied, but my mother stood up for me and she sorted it out. And I felt, I'm loved, I'm safe. My mum cares about me. She's going to protect me. And you just need to practice that 3 times in a row and to establish it. And then the final memory is I was never bullied in the first place.
Never bullied in. Okay, got it. Right. It's kind of taking a stepping stone to that. If you can't just jump right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. I mean, you can, but if you do still leave that other piece of data in there that will be supporting other issues.
Right.
Thank you for asking that, Amy, because that's great to clear it for other people as well.
Yes, new people as well. And then the surge process, and then the other one was when we're doing our when we're holding our target person in the meditations, why we imagine that they don't want to be with us, like.
Oh, yes, the subject. Yes. Okay. So the surge, first of all, is just a new technique. Well, it's not new. I've been doing it all the time, but I haven't realized I've been doing it. So it's one of those things that I've been doing automatically. And I suddenly realized, and I thought, oh, I should share this.
Yeah.
So what it is I think a day or two ago, I described it as a dimmer switch. So you're in that state of unconditional love, and so you filled all your cells of your body, and perhaps you're aiming at a target or whatever, and then it's like you turn up the volume, and so you get this like a power surge.
Yes.
And it's just for a moment because it's stronger than you're used to. So you can't hold it for very long, but it's like you get a power surge when you're in electricity.
Yes.
Whoop. So you can imagine that light getting brighter for a moment.
Okay.
So it's that kind of thing. And the more you do that, again, you're just strengthening, because as you do that, you're pumping more more feel-good chemicals into your system.
Yes.
Moment.
Awesome.
You're giving yourself a boost.
Okay, got it.
Right?
Okay.
You can
and
do
then
that with inanimate objects as well. So you're aiming at the lamp, and then so you aim and you feel the lamp, you love the lamp exactly as it is, and then you give it a
ooh, yeah. Okay, I just felt that, yeah. And then the subject, when we're aiming at our subject, why we would imagine them that they don't want to be with us, is that to make sure that we don't, right.
Another good question, yes. So what that is it's the training wheels to unconditional love. So it's the beginning of unconditional love. So because it's really hard to go, and practically impossible, to go from loving what we love to aiming love at something that we do not want, we're worried about, or we're scared of, or that triggers us, that's practically an impossible jump.
Yes.
So by loving what we already love, and then imagining. So for example, for me, I used my son as a baby.
Right.
And so as my subject. So I love my son as a baby and cuddly and all that. And then I imagine he doesn't want to be with me. He's pushing me away, or he's crying, or he's being unreasonable. And I maintain that love. And that's easier to do because I already do love him.
Right.
So when he's not being perfect, I can still love him.
Yes.
And the same with a pet or anything like that. But then you step it up little by little to things that eventually that trigger you a lot.
You can hold that space. Like for me with health symptoms, I still don't love it unconditionally because I feel like there's something more going on than maybe just the past or just, the symptoms from that. So I'm still not there, but practicing in that other moment or that other experience will then transfer it over to things that we don't necessarily really still embrace.
It starts to develop the ability. So in that moment, what you're doing is, of course, there's a different set of chemical, or different combination of chemicals, unconditional love compared to conditional love. That's a different, there's a different combination of chemicals. And secondly, which is why it feels differently, also, on a vibrational level, electromagnetic level, it's a different state as well. And then in addition to that, it's different neural connections. So you are developing that ability, that skill, as you do it slowly, little by little.
Yes. Okay. Got it. And then the last thing is, I did the due justice letter for one of my parents, and I'm really still feeling the upset when circumstances come up, or when I see something or an injustice somewhere, or, like you talked about with Lisa, I did have the very traumatic childhood that I don't care to hold on to. I've flipped a lot of the memories, but I still feel like I haven't fully flipped the memories, and I've distanced myself from them. Yes. But I'm still holding that resentment inside, not having peace, even though I've distanced myself. There's that feeling responsible, like they're your parents, you need to rise above that. You need to love them unconditionally. There's this disconnect still inside of me. So.
Okay, very good, Amy, and thank you for bringing that up, because again, others, it will help others as well. So the first thing that I would ask you is, when you think of your parents, what's the bit that you're holding on to? And you don't have to give details, but is there a part that you're holding on to?
I was wronged, and there was never it was an injustice that he never had to pay for something, so to speak.
Very good.
And so other people have gotten justice, but I didn't. So,
Okay, so this is great. So there's a couple of options here. So, and you may want to do just one, or you may want to do all of them. But first of all, I would say, with the due justice, did you write it from the little you or from yourself now?
Self now, right.
Yeah, okay. Self now. So the first thing that's definitely necessary is for that little Amy to have her voice heard.
Okay.
So let that letter come, so get into that child state of the little, and allow that little you to express what she's feeling and what she thinks, and no holding back. Let them have it.
Okay.
And, you will probably find, most of us find that our language goes into a child state or a teenager state when we do those letters from that state. But you may find, whatever comes up, just let it all out.
Okay.
So that's the first step. Then the second step I would do is a stepping stone. So where, instead of just changing the memory so it didn't happen or something else happened, do stepping stone of where he did get what was coming to, what he should have, what should have.
Okay. Yeah, because that never happened. And so I've been the one holding it.
That's why you're holding it. And it makes perfect sense, because it's wrong. Right,
wrong.
So justice has not been done. So you want to give that little you the justice that she should have had. So whatever the ideal thing would have been, so whether somebody else reported it, or whether
Right.
you said, listen, this, you know, and then the person was arrested, and you know, whatever
Yes.
should have,
Right.
make sure that you really give that a good established
Mhm.
thing, and do that 3 times in a row at least, or until you feel like, okay, now I feel that justice has been done, and then you'll be able to change the memories more easily.
Okay, and what a big trigger was, and I know it's probably triggering for a lot of people, but when the incident happened here in Minneapolis, and everyone wanted justice for the gentleman that was shot, and the police officers, you know, were made accountable. Then in my situation, police officers were there, but there was no accountability. It was just brushed off. So that was a big trigger for me back then, and I huge.
Yes, and so that is another piece of data.
Right. Yeah.
Because if nobody knew about it, or
Right.
your parents hadn't taken it seriously, well, that's one piece of data. The fact that the people who were supposed to protect you were actually there and didn't do it, that's a whole other piece of data. So you want to make sure you address that as well. So they come, they are furious, and are, you know, exactly as they should be.
Okay.
How's
Great.
that?
Yeah, that's very helpful, because I literally, my stomach issues, I feel that where I've held everything in my stomach for injustice. And it's like, you know, I got a different book somebody mentioned called The Complete Dictionary of Ailments. And one of the symptoms I had was like everything that stemmed from my past. And I was like, wow, you know, how it could manifest like that. And so now it's forgiving myself, because I didn't know the difference to develop a symptom like that, you know. Right. Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, all of us are just doing the best we can with what we have. And it's only once you have the new information that then you have the option whether to use it or not, and do something different. So well done, Amy. I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Very, very good. And thank you so much for sharing here so openly, because there will be others who, you know, have gone through similar things, but aren't don't have the confidence or the ability to speak out. So
well, exactly. And that's my passion in life, is to leave imprints with others, to, you know, share in ways like that where you know, it might help someone else. So
absolutely. So
thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm so excited for you and so proud of you, and let us know how it goes with
definitely.
All right, very good. And Swasti, hi Swasti.
Hello.
How are you today?
This is fast of all quick. The Wi-Fi might cut out. It's pretty poor today, but so the thing you were helping me with yesterday, I carried on with that, and I think the memory has kind of changed. Like the memory I was aiming for at the end, which was my parents being happy with the bad score, but I think there are like patches of it left.
Okay.
So I just need help with that today.
All right. So let's just check. Did you manage to change your grandmother? No, the racist stuff. Did you manage to change that? Okay. So what's happening in that memory now? That new memory of the pointing and laughing.
People are saying you're beautiful, and like.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And does it feel good? You've got the feelings there. Good job. Yeah. And how about your grandmother hiding behind her parents and pointing and laughing? Has that changed?
Yeah, she's playing hide and seek and having fun with others now.
Good. Yeah. Very, very good. So let's look at, so what's still left?
So I went from there to my I had to go back a few generations. So I'm like their parents. So my parents' being happy with them getting like a bad score. To be able to change my parents to make them happy with my bad score. So in the memory of my parents, my grandparents and auntie, they're taking form of my mum saying like, you tried so hard, but you didn't, and you studied for such a long time, for so many hours a day, but you didn't like get good grades. And my mum's mum feels strict now. Before she was like mean, now she's strict.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what was her childhood like now? Like whether you've changed it or not, when you think of your mum's childhood, what was that like? What's the atmosphere or feeling there?
on the whole, it's very like disciplined and strict actually, because I changed her to have like this degree, and she works in Facebook now.
Good. Okay. All right. So the strictness, what purpose or value or role is that providing? What's the reason for the strictness? What does strictness result in, or what would happen if there was no strictness?
I think it's like protecting the children from, protecting the children as well as like from society's insults and stuff, because they had like my mum's mum had 6 kids,
Right.
and 5 of them were girls.
Okay.
So just the protection aspect, yeah.
So the strictness keeps you safe.
Yeah.
Very good. That makes sense, and it makes sense why it's difficult to change, because it's a safety issue.
Okay.
Okay. So then we need to change the need, the reason for safety. So what would it be like if everybody was safe, if there was no danger? So women and girls are revered and treasured and looked after and respected and given all the opportunities. In fact, they're given more opportunities than boys because they're cleverer and they're more emotionally intelligent and all of that. If you create that as a cultural thing and a worldwide thing, that's just how everything is. And then see if you can change that strictness to support and encouragement and enthusiasm and fun.
Okay. I did try changing it, but it's just really, it's so ingrained, it's so hard.
And that's the thing. So, and thank you for bringing this up as well, because for others as well, sometimes you need to change a whole culture or a whole religion or a whole community so that it supports, because those kind of cultural things are extremely ingrained, not only with in our subconscious from what we experience, but also genetically. So, but genetics change. So we can change genetics literally from practicing what we're thinking. So that's why it's so important to change any cultural or religious or anything else or historical. So for some people they grew up during wars or famines or whatever, something historical that happened, and again you can change that. So changing those foundations of where you come from and how the world works will help to release. And you could do due justice letters as well. So you could do a due justice letter to the community at large, or the culture, or the fact that women have to be protected. Why do women have to be protected? Why should girls have to be more strictly raised than boys? It's not fair. You can write a due justice on that and then see if you can change it.
Yeah, I did like a couple before. So the society kind of aspect of it changed to people like having fun and like shooting water balloons at each other, like when I tried it today. But I can't, I think I need to write another one to be able to change it to girls are respected.
Yes. Okay. Very good. And then create new memories of how that's represented, of girls being respected in whatever ways. See what comes up, what you can come up with, and of course let us know if you need ideas for that.
Okay. No, I see like girls like sitting on thrones.
Good. Yes.
Yeah, like really, really powerful stuff, but I just can't change it. But I will definitely be doing that. Thank you.
Do justice, and then try that again, and then establish the others. Does that sound good?
Yeah, thank you.
Good job, Swasti. You're very welcome.
So just the other part, I think I might link to this, I don't know, but like my auntie taking the form of my mum saying, you studied so hard and long, but you never got like good grades, you never got perfect grades. I don't know what to do about that as well.
Okay, so your auntie takes the form of your mum. So what's that about, do you think? What's the when you think of just your mum, is it different? What's the significance of your auntie taking the form of your mum, do you think?
I think it's because my auntie mainly took care of me in my younger years, and then now it's my mum.
Okay, all right. So what you may need to do there is, can you imagine your auntie just the way it was and her changing to where she is now saying, oh, relax, you don't have to do anything. You know, you're so clever. You're so lucky you don't have to study.
Maybe if I take the emotions down, but
okay, so give that a go. So give that a go. And have you done a due justice letter to your auntie?
no.
Okay, I'd start there.
Okay.
Definitely start there. Yes, due justice to your auntie. See what's there, see what comes out, and then change her, and change her childhood if necessary. And once you've done the due justice, you may be able to do that more easily.
Yeah.
And then so you're right. You want a stepping stone where your aunt looks at the bad results from school and goes, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. That's not the most important thing in the world. The most important thing in the world is that you are safe and happy.
Okay.
All right. So that's that stepping stone 3 times, and then coming home with this always fantastic reports. You always get 100%. And your aunt says things like, and you hear her saying it to you and to other people, it's amazing. It's like she was born with this incredible intellect and she can't get it wrong. She always gets 100%. And your cousin saying, it's not fair. Why can't I be like that?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yes, so make sure that you include that. And then once that's established, then you can create the new memories of your mum and see what happens there.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And anything else that you had for today?
No, that's fine.
Good job, Swasti. Very, very good. Okay, that's everybody who's on camera. Let's check the chat. Great. Okay, and so there's chats between you. That's lovely. Let's see if there's any questions here. Thank you, Lisa, for sending the targets. I appreciate that. All right, so let's begin. So take a deep breath and go into your superpower state. You can either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer. Very good. And start to feel that opening in your chest, that expansion of your heart. Feel your heart swelling with that love, that light, that energy. Very good. And now allow that light, that energy to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head, and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each little cell just for existing, no matter what. Exactly as they are. Good job. And now allow that light or energy to fill your subject, the person, animal, place, or activity you love. Love them just for existing. Very good. And now imagine that that subject either doesn't want to be with you or doesn't have the qualities that you love and admire, and keep them filled with that light, that energy anyway. Love them anyway, even though they're not the way you wish they were, or the way you like them to be. Very, very good. Good job. All right, and now let's go to Lisa. Fill Lisa with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Lisa just for existing. Very good. And allow that light, that energy to overflow from Lisa and fill everything and everyone in her life. Every circumstance, every event, every person, from the tips of their toes to the top of their heads and out to their fingertips. Love each one just for existing. Love each event and circumstance, shining that light into any darkness exactly as it is. Very good. And now over to Amy. Fill Amy with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Amy just for existing. Very good. And allow that light or energy to overflow from Amy and fill all the cells of her body, no matter what. All the symptoms, all the causes, all the effects, whatever's going on in her body physically and emotionally, fill it all with that light, that energy, that love, loving it all anyway, and shining that light into any darkness, loving each cell. Good job. Very, very good. And now over to Swasti. Fill Swasti with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Swasti just for existing. Good job. And allow that light, that energy to overflow from Swasti and fill everything, everyone, every memory that she wants to change, every person, with that same light, that energy, that love, every circumstance, every event, shining that light into any darkness, loving it exactly as it is. Very good. Good job. And now to Katrina. Fill Katrina with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Katrina just for existing. And then allow that light, that energy to overflow from Katrina and fill her memory with that same light, that energy, that love, exactly as it is, without needing it to change. Shining that light into any darkness. Very good. And now to the person off camera, whose target is her stomach and colon. Fill her with that same light, that energy, from the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love that person just for existing. Very good. And now send that light, that energy, to her stomach and her colon, where she holds most of her emotions, all of her emotions. Fill those organs with the same light, this energy, this love. Every cell filled with this power, exactly as it is, without needing it to change, whether she holds all her emotions there or not, shining this light into any darkness and loving it all exactly as it is. That's the power. Very, very good. All right, now fill everyone who's on this call today but off camera, and anyone who's watching the recording. Fill everyone with that light, that energy, that love. From the tips of their toes to the top of their head and out to their fingertips. Love each one just for existing. And allow that light or energy to overflow from them and fill their lives. Everything, everyone, every circumstance, every event in the world. Love it all exactly as it is, shining that light. And surge. Very good. And feel this energy coming to you. So open your heart a little bit more and receive this light, this energy, this love from everybody else as we surge again. Surge. Very good. Good job. And now think of yourself later today and fill that version of you with that same light, that energy, that love, no matter what, whatever you'll be doing, thinking or feeling or experiencing, love that version of you anyway, no matter what, exactly as you are. Good job, everyone. You can open your eyes if you haven't closed. And any questions or comments before we finish off? Of course, we will be back on Monday, same time, same place. And I will put up the new link. I'll create the new booking link for those who like to register. And I'll get that up later today. All right. And the latest recording from yesterday is now up. It was delayed a little bit because Steve has gone away for a couple of days. So he did it from where he is and managed to get it up this morning. The show notes he hasn't had time to do yet, so those will come later. And I'm not sure when we'll get this recording up, but we'll do it as soon as we can. All right, and then we'll see you all again on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. So much love to all of you. Bye-bye now.